Welcome back to Man the Helm. Today we are going to make you a better guitar player. So I'm not really sure where it came from, but as long as I can remember, I've always taken a major approach to songwriting, to improvisation, stuff like that. And today we're going to go over the major scale. But what we're really going to focus on is we're not going to focus on the shape of the scale. We're going to focus on the distance between the notes. That's so much more beneficial, in my opinion, to learning that scale than it is just to me to show you a way to play it. I'll explain here in just a minute. So for today, we're going to be playing the C major scale, okay? So we're going to find where a C is at on the guitar. Now for this, there are multiple different places where you can find C on the guitar, but we're going to find it on our low E string, okay? If we're looking on our low E string, we can find it on the 8th fret, right here, okay? Now the way that I want you to think about this as we go through this scale, once again, is the distance between the notes that we're going to play. So I'm going to break it down for you real quick, and then we're going to show a couple different examples of how we can play that major scale. So if we start on that first note, we have C. We're going to go up a whole step to our second note, which will be D. We're going to go a whole step up to our third note, which will be E. We're going to go a half step to our fourth note, which will be F. Full step up to our fifth note, which will be G. Full step up to our sixth note, which will be A. And a full step up to our seventh note, which will be B. And if we were to go up to one more half step, we're back at C at our root note, that first note that we played. Now, playing it on one string is beneficial to kind of understand the distances that we have, but let's play it in more of a context that we could use to improvise with something if we were playing over a chord progression with this. So let's start again on our root. We're going to start on the 8th fret on our C. We're going to go up a whole step to D and a whole step to E. Now if we remember that pattern, the next note, the distance between that E and our F is only a half step. So we could go up to that 13th fret right here to F, but where can we find another F? Well, we have an F right here on the 8th fret of our A string. So far what we have, root note, whole step, half step. Now if we remember from the beginning, we only have to go up another whole step, G, whole step, A, and we go up another whole step to B. But is there a B we could play somewhere else? Well, we have a B right here on the 9th fret of our D string. So the 7 notes all together. So just to give that pattern again, we have our root, whole step, half step, whole step, half step back to our root. Now, like I said in the beginning, I don't want you to get wrapped up in this 3-note per string shape, right? That's one of the multitude of ways we can play the C major scale. So for instance, if I wanted to play C major somewhere else, I just have to find that root note, right? So where's another C on our neck? Well, we have a C right here on the 3rd fret of our A string. We could play the same pattern. C, whole step, half step, whole step, half step back to C. Now that being said, it's a similar shape to this, right? Well, we could play C major such as this. Start on C. It's the same 7 notes and it's still the same distance between each note. The point is don't get focused on getting stuck in a box of a scale shape. Try to find where your root note is at and utilize that pattern that we talked about. That root note, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's the pattern that you need to remember. Once you know that pattern, you can play the major scale in any key. It's the same pattern across the neck. So let's say I wanted to play something in a scale I'm not familiar with the notes, right? Or a key I'm not familiar with the major scale notes. Let's say G sharp. I know the pattern at that point. So I know G sharp right here. I know it's going to be a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. If I wanted to play that on one string, same pattern. That's the mindset that you need to keep. And I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but that's just what I try to teach my students. Once you learn that pattern though, you can utilize it anywhere. You can utilize it, like I said, in that position, where's another C at? The point is once you understand that pattern of the distance between the strings, you can play the major scale just about anywhere. So for that lesson today, this is going to wrap it up. But if you enjoy this type of content, we're going to continue on with the major scale, utilizing different tricks and tips for songwriting, building chords, and all that good stuff. So if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, definitely hit that bell icon to get informed of all future videos that'll be coming up. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll check you guys on the next video.